From Riverside Lanes in Laughlin, here for the title match of tonight's JBT event. It's about 11:30 on a Friday night. A rare opportunity to have a Friday night event. We jumped at it. It's an all-scratch event on a very tough lane pattern. 16 bowlers advanced to an eliminator format. Top 4 had 1-round buys, so we went from 12 players to still 12 players when the buys were added in, down to 6 bowlers, and these are the remaining 6. High game wins the tournament. High game gets second place, and therefore, so all the marbles on the line here in the 6th and final game of the night. And our finalists here are from right to left. Tyler Castronova already won the U17 subdivision today. Earl Garner still alive. He was the cut last game with a 158. He'll take it. He could ride that all the way to the win because the scores are dropped. Veteran Skylar McGowan here in the middle pair. To the left, Sebastian Huffman and Hunter Mays. Trust me. Oh, there's Sebastian. There's Team Mays with their remaining representative looking for the title. Very good. And I don't know who else is on Sebastian's pair. Oh, Gooba's on Andrew's pair. I have no favorite or dog in the fight, but if I had to pick a winner, I'd pick Gooba because he's throwing the original Blue Hammer, which is very impressive. You know you're throwing the original Blue Hammer when it's sort of green. It's nauseous. It's envious of its more modern relatives. I saw that on the rack and immediately said, that's the old school blue. Scores dropped, but the highest games last game were Gooba with a 247. That might have been the high game of the tournament. I can't think of anything higher than that. And then a couple 2-0s out of the other bowlers. It seems like the lanes have started to tame down a little, but the scores were lower last game over the field than they were the game before that. Gold on Del Ballot is 34 feet, but a very high volume up front. So you use your usual short pattern strategies, but then that oil starts to carry down virtually instantly and just wreaks all kind of havoc with your break point. Had some lower average bowlers give it a try today, which we love, but that also sprays oil around the break point. Now that they're into this match play and the bowlers who had the best look, they seem to be taming it down into a more quote-unquote traditional modern short pattern. A lot of either urethane or highly surfaced type of balls going up pretty much the respective corner that their paws allow, as you see Hunter doing purple ball up 3, one of his favorite things to do, but Andrew doing the same thing with his Blue Hammer, Sebastian basically the same thing. Castronova, a 2-hander, giving it a little more belly, but still playing it straight. Everybody's kind of got the idea. It's just a matter of executing shots. As Gooba throws a great one, asks for it to wheel, and it does. So far, Garner has a double, and Mays has a double. Oh, and Castronova has a double now after swatting that solid 8 out of there. Big break for him there. In fact, the only open so far has been by McGowan right in front of us. Mays makes it 3 in a row to open the title match, seeking his 20th career win. He joined the highly elite club of bowlers to get to that lofty number of titles. McGowan right up the corner as well. Nice recovery shot there. I think it's just a matter of execution for everybody. All of a sudden, after a lower game last game, everybody seems to have a good look right now. Garner's begging for that Brooklyn, but doesn't get it. Fun to have 6 different players all with equal shot at the title with 10 frames to go. We try to come up with creative formats to squeeze in on Friday nights, back to a regular full field tomorrow, handicap and scratch. Earl Harden straight at that 6-pin, just clips the edge of it as McGowan catches a double to make up for that open. And Huffman can tie for the lead if he can make it 3 in a row after an opening spare. He does, shredding that rack. Good looking shot. Just a matter of who can perform. And again, this is a pattern where we saw lots of double-digit scores today. The cut for 48 bowlers to the top 16 was -105. That was Emily Cheeseman. She won a couple rounds in match play too. Guba again asked for it to wheel, but this time a little too much wheel, as even the old school Blue Hammer can lose solid 9s. Castronova in his 5th, double working. Oh, nice shot, bad brakes. Look at that, bringing 7. The familiar max speed and super high resultant leg kick, but that time a little bit of an error to the right. You grab it a little or just get it a little short. Even for Hunter, it's going to cave through that head pin. Andrew switches the ball with and a release with virtually 0 hook. He goes right up the corner and covers that 9. Andrew has not won a title in a ridiculously long time for how talented a bowler he is. Had a real nice team trials earlier this month. We used to talk about it all the time. Then it's been a while since he's made a title match. At the high game last game, would love to get that statistical anomaly erased from his ledger. Whoop. See the early hook there from Garner leaves a much tougher spare that time. The double wood on the right side is hard for a right-hander. Every shot off Andrew's ball, he does the little thing with his right arm. He also had a work project that was due by midnight Nevada time. It is 11:39 Nevada time. I noticed that he's put the laptop away, so either he finished his homework or he gave up on his homework, and I'm not sure what option 2. Cesar says option B. That's the result there. A member of the UNLV team, which was well represented today by girls champ Vianne Daniels, who's looking at me rapidly. Oh, you can't hear me. Sitting there with Edward, the rest of the UNLV squad. Over there in the camera left, tough spare for Guba, and he covers the 2-8 nicely. Earl was able to cover up that 3-9 as well. And still, I believe we've only had 2 opens now, one from McGowan and one from Castronova, who missed that 9 counts. Hunter covers up before 7 off camera to the left. Big thanks to Brian for having us here. Back at it in 10 hours. The Saturday morning events. I don't think we've ever had a Friday, Saturday only before. Huffman working on 3 in a row. This is the 5th. That's the left, but it gets the hold. Ooh. Very few bowlers have gotten the ball to hold from that spot. That's a great sign for Huffman. I think you saw it out of his body language. He was very pleased to see that ball check up. Hang on! No, into the gutter for Earl, and that's on a spare. So that's a potentially painful one right there. Big opportunity for McGowan. He hasn't missed since his open frame. He's working on 3 in a row, as is Castronova, as is Huffman right here to take the lead over everybody, but that's way wide to the right. Big break to be far enough to the right where he doesn't wash out. If he had missed that a little less, it would have washed out. Instead, he misses it more and gets a more makeable 1-2-4. Garner in trouble, unable to recover off the gutter. And McGowan can't make it 4 in a row either. Boy, everybody was off to a red-hot start, and now things tightening up here in the back half of the game. Usually a pretty easy spare, but nothing's easy out there in the lanes right now, trust me. And he, oh, wow. Somehow, all of those pins and the ball missed the 8 pin. He's got 134 through 6. Hunter a theoretical 135, 118, 105, 96, and 107. The 6 total scores here, so still anybody's game. Earl's in the worst shape after his 7th frame open. Hunter and Sebastian still in the best shape. Tyler at his single pin has it this time. Hunter remains 1 pin ahead of Sebastian as a result of that strike in the 6th. Earl and Tyler bowling the fastest, so if it keeps up that way, they'll post their numbers for the other 4 to look at. No requirement of frame by frame or anything like that. Again asking it to wheel, and again, pretty ball, dead flush in the 1-3. If he wins, and he's still quite a ways away from doing that, we'll have to dig up overnight when that last win was. Obviously a giant shot from Mays. Strike working in the 7th. Loves it. Boy, when he likes it and he does that little step to the left, that usually means there's about 17 messengers a-coming. And they went all over the pin deck and shattered those 4 sticks down there. Earl covers his low count spare, but was on and open, so that count didn't matter there. This kind of puts Gooba's hat in the ring here if he can catch a double in the 7th. Right there. Oh, man! Rips a messenger across. Somehow that misses the 10. Yikes. Just a pinch behind the head pin is the difference between slaughtering that 10 pin and going aggravatingly closely in front of it. And that 2-8-10 might be doomed for Huffman's chances. Now big advantage Mays with 3 frames to go in most cases. That's a tough 10 pin for Gooba right there. Castronova trying to stay alive. He's in the 190s, pacing 190s. I mean, strike spare the rest of the way. Andrew's got to not miss that 10, and all right. He does that dead flat, if not tiny little bit of backup at it. Shots that look like they're going to screen to the left don't. This might be close. Oh! I thought he was going to get that. The best chances at a 2-8-10 is often just making the 2-10 and then having things flop around back there. Unable to convert it, so he can only max to 2.03 now. McGowan at a 2.05 pace. Hunter in the 2.20s. And is in no rush to finish this. Castronova can still get out to 2.15. Ooh, McGowan! He knows he's got to get that ball to the 1-2 board. That's the break point he's looking at. He didn't miss by much, but when you're looking at 1-2, you don't have to miss by much. Ball goes off from the gutter. We saw it a lot today. And that was on a spare, so that really hurts him. Oh, interesting shot there in the 8th. He's still got room for 230, so he's still got something to say about this. Skyler's got to cover this spare to stay in range, and does. .215 still possible for Castronova. This is him in the 9th. Ah, give that messenger to talk to him. Hunter to put a hammerlock on this thing. You betcha. Hunter doesn't like it when formats don't favor him. I mean, no bowler likes it when formats don't favor him. And having a 1 out of 6 chance instead of a 1 out of 2 chance in a normal title match was a little bit rough for Oz right now, showing why he's got 19 titles. And everybody else stays alive, but it's by a thread, because now Hunter is pacing 230s, which is the best anybody else can do. And that's still Huffman, the only other one with a 230 possible. So if Hunter can stay clean and hold count, he's done. This strike should win it. But we are not done yet. As not a bad shot. It was easy to 6-8 today on the left side too. It was 4-9, 210, 3 count. I mean, it was easy to do anything but strike today, really. 228 is Gooba's max, so he must strike out, hope for errors, and another 10-10. Messenger 10, ringing 10. Andrew's disappointed. He's bowled a real nice game here. Good to see Earl in a final game. He's a rapidly improving bowler. There's quite a few are out here in Vegas. Vegas had a bit of a resurgence. Good to see. Can he make it? Ooh, that was very close. Now he's got 200 even. Oh, sorry, 199 through 9. Huffman can win this tournament before anybody else has a chance. He has 233 max. If Sebastian can strike on the next 3 balls, he swipes it away. 225 is McGowan's max, so he is still got a chance. That ball is way left in the break of the day as he gets the runaway Brooklyn at a most fortunate time. Sebastian knows he got away with one right there. He would much prefer to flush these next two and do it on a break, but any way you can put an X up on the scoreboard right now is all positive stuff. So it's going to be Huffman, McGowan, or Mays that wins this tournament. Tyler finishes at 204. 195 is Earl's max. Huffman in the 10 doesn't get the hit. And he's surprised. He thought for sure that that ball would hook. I mean, he threw it. Didn't throw it fast. He didn't throw it through the break. And Sebastian still had his arms open. Like, what happened? This tournament's now between Hunter and Skyler. Skyler has come back from that gutter ball in the 7th to suddenly still have a chance to win this tournament, but he needs at least the next 2 strikes. And I bet you Hunter's going to wait and see what they do. Is Huffman still disappointed that ball didn't strike in the 10th and pretty much cut his chances out from first, which is all anybody really cares about. To end up at 196, he'll actually drop at least 1 extra spot because of that. Skyler can't win if he doesn't strike on this. 205 would be his max otherwise. It's there. Man, he does slap that 10 out. Boy, that is so tough when you guttered on that lane the last time you were on it, knowing that your break point's the 1-2 board. Come up with that strike. Mays is going to go. I'm surprised. Flushes it. That strike forced Skyler to double, and if Skyler does double, Hunter would need the next hit to win. That's your scenario. You're going to alternate here shot for shot. So, close again. Oh, wow. Skyler with that lower rev rate was able to actually miss left and hit light. So now this shot is to lock up the tournament, to lock up 20. Whoa! I mean, if he had left just the solid 8 or just the solid 10, it would be the same result mathematically, but that body language tells the story right now as he leaves them both for a bizarre solid 8-10. It didn't matter as long as it wasn't a strike. And now this shot is to win the tournament for Skyler. What a comeback this would be for McGowan if he carries this shot. He does! Skyler threw an okay shot in the 6th that 7 counted, followed it up with the gutter ball on the spare that looked like it was going to end his night. He strikes out from there. Hunter throws a decent shot in the 9th to 6-8, and a perfect shot in the 11th to 8-10. And with 3 pins, Skyler swipes one. 8 is enough. Wow. Not much emotion until the very end. The parents just added it up. The parents just realized that 223 beats 217. So it's going to be Skyler first, Hunter second. Tyler will either be 3rd or 4th. He gets 3rd unless Guba gets all 3. And then he would leap over for 3rd. 6th will go to Earl, and Guba says, give me that 2nd, give me that 3rd. Earl had the trophy. Is that right? You had the trophy. Well, Andrew threw 8 or 9 really good shots, and he's only going to get 190 out of it. And that's going to cost him a spot as Huffman finished out with 196, right? Boy, I can't see these at all. You gotta pack up, bring your balls in there. Hurry up. And JBT Boys and Parents wraps up a really fun evening of action. Thanks so much to the team here at Riverside for having us. Squeezing out with that double in the 10th frame for tonight's JBT title. Skyward, go on. How many shots, Taylor? 6, 7? 5. 29? 5. Maybe 3? High 5 at 5. There you go. We'd love to get all 6 finalists over by the banner for a quick picture. And you have like 8.5 hours to be back here to check in. So go. Poster. Good night. Goodbye. Everyone has more memories.
Always a solution to things.
All six of you figure out how to get on that map. It's always the hardest part of the day. Tyler's black definitely has to get on there. Figure it out. There we go. We got 1 minute to make this thing.
Time to go home.
That's what I should have had.
True that. All my time is run.
Oh, well, that was far.
It's my first Saturday pool. I've never had one on Saturday. Well, this is first. I thought this was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday overnight. Oh, step 4. Saturday to Sunday.